A reading from the Lost Books of Saint Lucifer, Holder of the Light Eternal, Book 1, Chapter 5. Having led his disciples in the rescue of the villagers of Nightstone, Saint Lucifer discussed with the tavern keeper Morak on how best he may help guide Nightstone into the love of Lathander, holiest of lights. Morak spake thusly to him: My neighbour was lost to the darkness, and now Nightstone shall be without supply, even unto the darkest night. Saint Lucifer, bringer of the brightest dawn, resolved that he would bring supplies back to Nightstone by travelling to Tribor, though it would be many days' arduous journey. Upon the second day of their travels, as Saint Lucifer was communing with the Lord Lathander, his eyes did alight on a most peculiar visage, a castle floating high in the clouds. The castle came to a stop above Saint Lucifer and his disciples, and a stairway made of cloud descended towards them. Suba, his most energetic follower, climbed the stairs with rapturous glee, closely followed by Saint Lucifer and the rest of his flock. Once they had reached the apex of their climb, they looked upon the castle more closely and were amazed at the sight of a large wizard hat resting atop the castle. From within they heard the great booming voice welcoming them to the home of Zephyros, the cloud giant, who told Saint Lucifer that he had seen the glory that was to be bestowed upon him in the future, and had come to aid him in his quest, offering flight to Tribor. Knowing from the joyous light in his heart that such a decision was the right one, good Saint Lucifer accepted Zephyros's offer. Days passed until the party sighted a large kettle of vultures flying towards the castle, being ridden by men wearing masks known to Saint Lucifer. The men called out for the lord of the castle and offered Zephyros a gift in return for listening to their proposal. They asked the cloud giant for his aid in returning the world to its primordial state. Lucifer, knowing these men to be cultists of the howling hatred, counselled Zephyros against helping these evil men. Zephyros then bade the cultists leave, and was mocked for making what the cultists claimed was a foolish and short-sighted decision. Thereafter, the giant gifted unto Lucifer a bag of pixie dust, claiming that the chosen of Lathander would put it to better use than he. More time passed, spent in the quiet contemplation of Lathander's glorious incandescence, until the party sighted on the ground a fire giant surrounded by goblins and ogres. Lucifer, confused by such events, vowed to discover what nefarious deeds the fire giants were planning. As they closed on their destination, Lathander warned Lucifer of an approaching danger, as a huge silver dragon landed upon the clouds, disgorging several dwarves from its talons. The dwarves began to charge towards their objective, but stopped short as they saw Saint Lucifer's holy light. Lucifer then spoke to the dwarves, asking them why they were attacking his friend Zephyros, who was helping him and his disciples do Lathander's bidding. The dwarves, seeing the error of their ways, cried out in woe, shamed for the harm they had nearly caused. They begged Saint Lucifer's forgiveness, and fled on their dragon. The next day Tribor was finally in sight, and Zephyros, not wishing to frighten the populace, left Saint Lucifer and his disciples a mere hour from the town. Here endeth the reading.